Welcome to Rough Start Rescue's fostering program. We are a foster, home-based nonprofit 501c3, no-kill dog and cat rescue based in central Minnesota. We rescue stray, neglected, abandoned, surrendered dogs and cats, as well as ferrets, guinea pigs, rabbits, and other critters. We work very hard to place them in new, loving homes. We operate largely through volunteers and donations, relying on social media to stay connected. We have over 600 volunteers that either foster or volunteer their time helping with vital functions such as home visits, transporting supplies and animals, and helping with adoption events. Without them and their countless hours of service, Rough Start Rescue would not exist. Foster care is the most important part of Rough Start Rescue. The animals depend on qualified people to join our team. We are looking for fosters to open up their hearts and homes to animals in need and care for them until they are adopted. As a Rough Start Rescue foster, you get to pick the animals that fit your home best. It is a foster's responsibility to provide a safe and loving home environment for their foster animals. We also rely on our fosters to help our animals get the right amount of exercise, play, and socialization. You are also required to take the animal to vet appointments and handle any medical tasks such as giving daily medications. Fostering will always involve treating the animal as if it were your own. Congratulations on taking the first step to making a difference in an animal's life. How do I get started? Each one of our foster homes are paired with a foster manager that oversees the dog or cat they decide to foster. Your foster manager is hand-picked with the required knowledge of the animal's behavior and vetting needs. The choice of who you want to foster is up to you. Your foster manager is here to provide guidance, share knowledge and experience, and help you with what to expect while fostering. Your foster manager will also oversee the health of your animal and can help you get appointments set up for any needed vaccines, surgeries, or general checkups. Your foster manager will be your go-to person for all your needs and will assist you throughout your entire fostering experience. This includes arranging for transport, helping with supply needs, questions about your foster's needs, helping update pictures and information on the website, and vetting reminders. You will be in weekly contact with this person. While fostering, everything will be provided for you. Supplies such as bowls, leashes, collars, food, and toys. We are a donation-based rescue. What we can provide will be based on what we receive. If there is something that you need, let us know and we will do our best to get it for you. Our main supply hub is in Princeton, but we do have supply houses in many other locations in Minnesota. Please ask your foster manager for details on the closest one to you. An expense you should expect is going to be miles on your car. This is because you are expected to transfer your animals to and from adoption events, vetting appointments, and meet and greets. You can record your miles, as any of your volunteer work is tax deductible. We recommend checking with your tax professional to see the best way to record this. Should you decide to purchase your own supplies for your foster animals, reimbursement is not given by the rescue, but is considered a tax-deductible expense. How do I choose my foster? Are you on Facebook? If not, don't worry, there are weekly emails that come out showing the animals who need a foster home. You can connect with your foster manager so they have information on what animals you'd like and send you suggestions. If you do have a Facebook, we have 2 private groups for fosters. Rough Start Rescue Animals Needing Fosters. This page is for our intake team to post animals that are currently in our care or who will be joining Rough Start Rescue and will need a foster family. Do not post on this page, but feel free to comment on any posts. This page can sometimes be overwhelming, so we encourage you to look through the page completely before committing to an animal. Some of our new fosters have made the mistake of commenting on multiple animals and finding that they've committed to 3 animals when they only want to foster 1. Scroll through the page, see the photos and information, ask questions if you have them. Tag the applicable foster manager for the type of animal you are stepping up for. It's important for your foster manager to know who you are planning to take so they can help arrange vetting for that animal. The second group is the Rough Start Rescue Fosters page. This is a page for you to post away. Our fosters share photos, success stories, ask for advice, transport help, and receive updates and info. We have a great group of volunteers. It's neat to build relationships online with fellow fosters and then be able to meet them in person at adoption events and transports. Where are our animals coming from? Rough Start works with many local impounds, and we also take in local owner surrenders. We also work with out-of-state rescues and shelters. We have partnered with the out-of-state shelters for several reasons. These areas have incredibly high animal population, but little to no rescue network. We have heard from partner shelters that have a daily intake of 200 cats and dogs, with only 60 being adopted. That's potentially 140 animals being euthanized because they have nowhere to go. The information we have on an animal will be based on if their history or background is known. You should always assume that any new animal in your home will need to learn your schedule. They may have some accidents and may not get along with every animal in the home immediately. We are going to go over some safety and shutdown instructions later. If you step up to foster an animal, how do you get them? If they are local, the intake representative who posted the animal as needing a foster will connect with you to arrange pickup. Picking up an owner's surrender should always be done in a neutral location and not at the surrender's home. If coming from an owner's surrender, you will need to connect with the owner who is giving the pet up. This is a tough time for them, so please be professional and courteous throughout the process. If you are picking up an animal from a local impound, the intake representative will meet you. If picking up a dog, always bring a collar, harness, and leash and/or slip lead. Bring a kennel to transport your dog whenever possible for safety. If picking up a cat, you must have a cat carrier to safely transport that animal. Most impounds will not let you leave with the animal unless you have these things. If you do not have a carrier or collar, harness, and leash, please contact your foster manager and they will help you get one. If the animal is coming from out of state, they will come in on what we call a transport. These shelters usually send anywhere from 20 to 40 dogs monthly in one trip, and they all come via transport. If you commit to an animal from out of state, you will need to pick them up at the Rough Start Rescue office in Princeton. These are usually scheduled for the weekends, and you will receive information in email regarding pickup instructions. When the animals arrive, we have volunteers there to help get them off the van and give them potty breaks, receive food and water, and any vetting we can do in-house and have professional photos taken. The volunteers will work to get supplies ready, so by the time you get there, we hope it is a quick pick up and go. Although if you are ever interested in volunteering to help with transport, that would be great too. It's a little chaotic, but so amazing to see and help. You will need to go through transport training. If you're unable to make transport, reach out to your foster manager before the scheduled pickup time. Taking your foster dog or cat home. All foster dogs must have a well-fitting collar, harness, and be double leashed at all times. This is very important. Step 1. Use a slip lead to secure the dog. Step 2. Put the harness on. Step 3. Attach leash to harness. Step 4. Remove the slip lead. Step 5. Put well-fitted collar on. Step 6. Attach the other leash to the collar. You can stock up on collars, harnesses, and leashes at the office or from one of our supply homes. We do not allow the use of prong, shock, bark, or electronic collars. Also, please do not use retractable leashes with your foster dog. We ask that you always transport all foster animals in kennels. This is a simple and easy safety precaution that can save lives. First and foremost, never leave your foster animal unattended. When you are not able to monitor your foster's interactions or when you leave, the foster must be in a kennel or gated off for their safety. Please do not ever leave your foster dog outside unattended. This includes tie-outs. If you must use a tie-out for your dog, we ask that they are monitored at all times. Please exercise extreme caution. We have limited background information on the animals that come into rescue. Therefore, we do not always know if they are potty or kennel trained. We do not always know if they like other dogs, cats, and kids. We will do our best to get as much info as possible, but you must always monitor the animals. It is important to let your foster animals settle into their home. Set up a quiet area for them where they can decompress and settle into their new surroundings. The most important thing during this time is to ensure the animal feels safe and comfortable in their new home and schedule. We recommend a shutdown period for all new foster animals. Dogs. When you are ready to introduce your new foster dog to your resident animals and family, please make sure to read over the Introducing Animals document and reach out to your foster manager if you need assistance. All dogs should meet in a neutral place. The best advice we have is to take them on a walk together. Start with them far enough away that they cannot reach each other. Resist the urge to have them meet nose to nose and continue to walk until they eventually have no interest in the dog walking next to them, but rather just enjoying the walk. You can eventually start to walk closer and allow butt sniffs if the dogs seem happy and are not growling or showing fearful or aggressive behaviors. Please ask your foster manager for the full document on how to introduce dogs. Cats. Cats also require time and space to decompress and a place where they feel safe from other animals within the home. After the new cat foster has settled in, you can try introducing slowly, but watching closely for signs of stress. Always make sure cats have places to jump high and safe spots if needed. Please ask your foster manager for a video on how to introduce cats and dogs together. Can my foster animal be watched by a family member or dog sitter? Yes, your foster animals can be watched by a dog sitter in your home. We just ask that we have their contact info and vice versa for emergencies. You as the foster must understand that any foster in your home is your responsibility. If there is an emergency, dog bite, or if the dog gets loose while out of your direct care, you are still 100% responsible for what takes place in your home. Now, if you wanted the dog to go to someone else's home, that is when we would need them to submit a foster application because they would be caring for the foster off your premises. Best case scenario is to have another approved foster watch your foster dog or cat. Transition tips. All animals need time to transition into a new environment. Even if an animal has never been scared in the past, run away, or slipped a collar, we should always assume that is a possibility. The best thing you can do for your new foster or adopted dog is giving them time to adjust to their new environment and not to give them any opportunity to flee. Animals in transition can also be fearful. Dogs may growl and cats may hiss and swat. These behaviors typically resolve as animals settle in and learn they are safe. For both your safety and the safety of the animals, take things slow and don't force any actions. Here are some starter tips for dog fosters. The trip home. Do not stop for potty breaks on the way home from picking up your dog. Do not bring your resident dog in the vehicle when you pick up your new foster dog. Do pull into your garage if possible and close the door before removing the dog from your car. Do crate the dog in the car or make sure the leash is secured to a structure in the vehicle. The first 2 weeks. Do not use a standard flat collar as the only means of restraining your dog while on a leash. Do use the martingale collar or harness that was provided with your dog. If you do not have one, contact your foster manager. Do use the martingale collar, harness, and 2 leashes when walking your dog, and hold one in each hand. Do not allow your dog to charge the door when people are coming and going. Do check and secure all gates and fences in your yard every time you go out. Do caution your children and their friends about doors and gates. Do feed your foster animal separately from your resident animal. Do not give bones, rawhides, or toys that the dog may feel the need to guard. Do not remove anything from the dog's mouth. Do trade the item for a yummy treat or wait for the dog to finish with the item. Do not reach for the dog's collar to move him or her. Do have your foster dog drag a leash inside the home for the first few days as they get acclimated. The exception for this is young puppies. Do not take your foster to a dog park. Do not use electronic or underground fencing with your foster. Do not leave your foster dog outside unattended even if on a tie-out. It's better to be safe than sorry, and we want to provide you with the tools necessary to be the best foster home you can be. Here are some starter tips for cat fosters. Always transport in a kennel. Give the cats space, preferably their own room of the house to decompress. We have some documents and information on anything you need, Please check with your foster manager for help with any behavioral or medical concerns. What do I do if I'm having issues with the animal I brought home? Once you've committed to an animal, we ask that you really commit. We work hard daily to keep animals out of kennels, shelter environments. Because of this, we ask that you commit to making it successful and reach out to your foster manager for advice and needs. We have trainers that volunteer their services and trainers that we have partnered with if there is a behavioral issue that needs to be addressed. We also have resources to assist with common dog and cat behavior issues. There will be a link to our foster resource page in the welcome email that is sent to you. Every animal goes through an adjustment period. Some may only take a day or two, and some may take longer. This period may be hard for you. They may not want to interact or may respond in a fearful or aggressive manner. But with time and continued patience and love, you will watch your foster open up, and this is the best feeling in the world. First couple days in the new home will also be stressful physically for them. Their stomach may be upset and they may not want to eat. A day or two is normal as long as they are still drinking. If they still won't eat, try a different type of food. We have found that most dogs and cats cannot resist wet food. We suggest scrambled eggs for dogs and baby food for cats. If this doesn't work, and after a few days the animal is still not settling in and starting to eat, contact your foster manager right away, as they may need to get to a vet. With that said, a big question we hear is, am I putting my resident animal's health at risk? The short answer is yes, because the majority of our animals are coming from unknown situations and may have not received vetting yet. If you maintain your animal's vaccines and prevention, this will help to prevent against some of the common things we see. Some frequent health concerns we see are fleas, intestinal worms, and kennel cough. We recommend that you keep your foster animal separated from your resident animal for the first week. We know this may be difficult, so we ask that you do this for at least the first 24 to 48 hours minimum. This will help you catch any potential illnesses your foster may have and be able to treat before your resident animals can catch it. What if my new animal has intestinal worms? Worms are very common and are found in animal stool. We recommend that you pick up any stool immediately for the first 7 days. We deworm as they enter the rescue, so this will be the safest bet. If your foster animal has just been dewormed, the dead worms will still be coming out, so it's important to inspect and make sure they are not moving. If they are, we will want to get them started on another dose to get those lasting, lingering worms. Why is my dog or cat coughing or sneezing? Dogs. Kennel cough is the equivalent of a human cold and can oftentimes run its course. However, it is contagious and can be treated with medication. We do not require that foster homes' resident dogs have the kennel cough vaccine, but it is recommended. Or simply keeping the new dog in your home separated from the resident dogs for the recommended first week will also prevent your animals from getting a cough. Cats. A lot of the cats we take in are impound cats, strays, or outside colony cats, and they oftentimes have upper respiratory infections. This is contagious to cats, but not to dogs. Much like kennel cough, some cats can naturally work through the infection, but some do require medication, so please keep your foster manager posted on their health status. If they are sneezing, but still not eating, that is not an emergency, but if they are so stuffed up that they cannot eat, you should definitely let your foster manager know. What is an emergency and who to contact? Levels of emergency for dog fosters. Red, immediate phone call to your foster manager and an email to vetting@roughstartrescue.org with urgent in the subject line. This could be a lost dog, dog bite, broken skin, bleeding profusely, having trouble breathing, unresponsive, ingested a dangerous item, unable to stand or walk, seizure, or disorientated. Yellow, send a text to your foster manager during business hours. This will include not eating, colored nasal discharge, incident of aggression, vomiting for more than 24 hours or more than once twice a day, cut or punctured wound, or lethargic. Green, email is fine, vetting@roughstartrescue.org. This will include limping, 1 episode of vomiting or diarrhea, reverse sneezing or excess sneezing, itchy skin, watery goopy eyes, dirty stinky ears, coughing, broken nail, hot spot/skin irritation, visible worms in poop, diarrhea for more than 24 hours, straining to urinate or blood in urine, or chewed or removed sutures or staples. Levels of emergency for cat fosters. Red, immediate phone call to your foster manager, and an email to vetting@roughstartrescue.org with urgent in the subject line. This includes a lost cat, cat bite/broken skin, bleeding profusely, straining to urinate/blood in the urine if male cat, unresponsive/lethargic, ingested a dangerous item, unable to stand or walk, seizure/disorientated. Yellow, send a text to your foster manager during business hours. Vomiting for more than 24 hours, cut or puncture wound, not eating for more than 24 hours, excessive sneezing and colored nasal discharge and goopy eyes, straining to urinate/blood in urine if female cat. Green, email is fine, vetting@roughstartrescue.org. 1 episode of vomiting or diarrhea, excessive sneezing, itchy skin, dirty stinky ears, broken nail, visible worms in poop, diarrhea for more than 24 hours. The Rough Start vetting email is not monitored from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Friday and weekends. If you are a Rough Start foster and believe your foster animal is experiencing an emergency, please call our after-hours vetting hotline at 763-334-5241, and an on-call animal care team member will assist you. Prior to adoption, all of our animals must be in rescue for a minimum of 7 days and must complete their vetting. They are spayed and neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, and dewormed. We test dogs for heartworm and tick diseases, and cats for FIV and feline leukemia. If they have any ongoing medical issues, we will also treat that prior to adoption. We also provide year-round heartworm and monthly flea and tick preventative during the season-appropriate months. All the vetting your animal receives will be covered by the rescue. However, we do require you to get approval from your foster manager prior to arranging a vetting appointment. At the office in Princeton, we have a fully functioning vet office and surgery suite. Our medical director and veterinarian can perform almost all vetting procedures at our office in Princeton. These appointments can be scheduled at our office in Princeton. We do have partner clinics that we use for special services. Work with your foster manager for these options. Note, some specialty care is only completed at specific clinics, so taking that into account before stepping up for an animal is important. For example, we are only able to do dental procedures at our office in Princeton. Heartworm treatment must be done at our partner clinic in St. Cloud or our partner clinic in Duluth. Always call clinics. Foster animals cannot be scheduled online. If your foster animal needs to be spayed or neutered, this is a different process. Spay and neuter surgeries and dental surgeries need to be performed at our surgical suite at the office in Princeton. We typically do not do spay and neuter surgeries at most of our partner clinics as their prices are much higher. However, we do have a handful that can help and have appointments available near you. Please work with your foster manager to find the best fit. Your foster manager will send in the request and you will receive an email confirmation for your appointment along with pre-op instructions. For this day, drop-off is between 7:15 to 8 a.m. Pick up no later than 4 p.m. We will text when ready. If you are unable to make this work, talk with your foster manager and they will help show you how to post in closed Facebook groups to help find transport help. When you pick your foster up, he or she will be very whiny and groggy. This is normal and a reaction to the anesthesia. We recommend that you check the incision site right when you pick them up so that you know what normal looks like. Then you'll want to check it daily for the next 7 to 10 days, looking for redness, swelling, and fluid buildup. Some of this may be normal, but a sign that they are exerting themselves too much and need to be restricted more. You want to make sure that you are restricting your foster animal's activity after surgery. No running, jumping, stairs, or rough play. This will be much harder on you than it will be the animal. Puppies especially will bounce back almost immediately and back to their normal, energetic selves. You can restrict their activity by tethering them to you with a leash or by using a kennel and rotate system to restrict playtime. You will also want to make sure their incision does not get wet. No licking or baths. If your foster is licking, you will want to get a cone. We have these at the office or they can be found at any pet store for around $10. If you have any concerns after surgery, reach out to your foster manager and the vetting email at vetting@roughstartrescue.org. Let's talk about adoption events. Once a foster animal is fully vetted and has been in the rescue for 7 days and does not have any active applications, We do require that the foster family attends at least one adoption event each month. We have anywhere from 1 to 3 events scheduled every week. Our event calendar can be viewed on our website as well as our Facebook page. The requirement to attend an adoption event is the same as adoption. Animals must have been in rescue for a minimum of 7 days, be up to date on vaccines, spayed or neutered, and be healthy and friendly. All animals must have the rabies vaccine before meeting any family or anyone in public. The events are great for socialization as well as giving them attention in hopes to find their forever family. If you cannot make an adoption event, but you would like your foster to attend, please reach out to your foster manager. We do have volunteers who are willing to transport and leash hold for you. If you do not think your foster would do well at an event, you do not have to go. If you are not sure how they would do, give it a try. You do not have to stay the entire time. We do have a very detailed FAQ document for adoption events. Rough Start Rescue partners with several adoption centers to house our foster cats and critters. This is much needed exposure for the cats in our rescue. It can be extremely hard to adopt cats based solely on a web page, so we partner with these locations to help them find their forever homes. If you are fostering a cat that does not have a major behavioral or medical issue, please expect to be asked about bringing your cat to one of our partner locations. This will free up your cat or kitten space to save another. It's a win-win. Please note that if your foster cat is not adopted in the 2.5-week time frame, you will be asked to take the cat back home with you if possible. Website bios and pictures are so important. If you have ever been on our website, you have seen the profiles of our adoptable animals. Because our foster families know the animal the best, we ask that they write a bio for their foster animals and get photos to help draw attention. Once your foster animal has joined your family and you've gotten to know a little bit about them, send your foster manager or pet profile coordinator an email with a bio and photos. Even the littlest bit of information will help to find the best family for that animal. If you're not a creative writer, that's okay. Reach out to your foster manager and they can connect you to our pet profile coordinators who specialize in writing bios for the animals. They usually just need a little information to make it wonderful and engaging. For photos, try to get centered photos, brighter backgrounds, and declutter them. If you are having trouble getting photos of your fosters, we do have professional photographers who donate their time and services to us. Their photos are amazing and always draw in a lot of attention. Your foster manager can help you connect with one of them. Let's talk about the adoption process. By this time, your foster dog has been vetted and hopefully settled into your home well. As applications come in, we trust our fosters know what is best for the animal, and we want you to pick a great home. The length of how long your foster will be with you will vary. Typically, puppies find their forever homes within 2 weeks. Average for an adult is 1 month. However, there are situations and reasons an animal may stay longer. If you are making an honest effort to get your dog noticed, this process usually goes pretty quickly. Once the animal joins our website, applications start coming in pretty quickly. Bios, descriptions, and photos really help draw interest. Continuing to work on their training and socialization are added benefits to adopters. Once your foster animal has been made available on the website, the applications will start to come in. The application managers will review the apps based on the bio and send over applications that may be a good fit. Because you know your foster animal best, you play a very important role in the adoption process. While we try to never judge what is on paper and make an honest effort to get to know the family to see if it's a good fit, you may still have concerns. When you get this application, if you have concerns, connect with your foster manager. They will give you advice on how to ask questions or what information you can talk about to see if this is the right fit. We ask that you always call your applicant. Adopters are not tied to their emails like we may be, and it allows them to get more information and ask more questions versus the back and forth of emailing. This phone call will be to answer any questions they may have, give them additional information about your foster, and if still interested, you can arrange for a time to meet them. The meet and greet can be done at your house, their house, or somewhere pet-friendly in the middle. Pending distance, a meeting may be in order. The meet and greet is the applicant's time to interact with the animal, ask additional questions, and really determine if this is the right fit for them. These meets can be as quick as a half hour or as long as several hours. Your initial phone call with the applicant will probably give you an idea of how long it may take. After the meet and greet, connect with the application manager to let them know how it went and if you would be comfortable proceeding with the adoption. Again, if there are any concerns, communicate them with your foster manager or application manager. If the adopter contacts you with a decision, please let the application manager know if they are proceeding or if they have passed. If it is a yes, it allows the application manager to complete the application. If your animal is up to date on vetting, this will be pretty quick. If a home visit was not done during the meet and greet, this will need to be completed next. We encourage you to request a home visit before the meet and greet if you do not plan to go to their home. Having the home visit approved ahead of time allows the family to take their animal home sooner. Please contact the application manager to set the home visit up. If the family decides not to adopt your foster animal, please let the application manager know so they can move on to the next approved application. To complete the adoption, the application manager will send them the adoption agreement and link for payment via email. If they do not have access to internet, which is very rare, we do have a paper adoption process. Once both of these steps are complete, the application manager will let you know that your foster is officially adopted and you can arrange for your foster animal to join their new family. Please do not make arrangements for this until the application manager has given you the okay. Sending your foster animal home. Some people will tell you that the first foster is the hardest, but this is not true. They are all hard to let go, but you have helped them grow, learn to trust, and love again, and you paired them with the perfect family. Be prepared to shed a few tears and want to back out, but remind yourself why you're doing it, and then share your success and tears with us in the Fosters group on Facebook. We want to make sure your fosters transition to their new home as easy as possible, so we ask that you send them with at least a few days worth of food so they can transition them to a new brand, should they choose to. Also, send their collar and leash if the owner does not have one, and their favorite toy and blanket or bed if they have one. Please do not send any dogs home without a collar and leash. Safety first. If at any time throughout the fostering experience you are considering to adopt your foster animal, let your foster manager know ASAP. The first step will be to put in an adoption application for this animal so the animal can be placed on hold. Once the vetting has been completed, the adoption can be finalized. They will schedule a quick phone call to go over any questions about the process, as well as go over a couple of details. You will then receive a welcome email with important information. These folders include anything and everything you need to know about fostering. Are you ready to get started?